Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today we're diving into a hot story that's sparking headlines across the country. A coalition of public health groups has just filed a lawsuit against the FDA over a new flavored e-cigarette policy. They're asking courts to block a rule that could unleash a flood of flavored nicotine pouches and e-vapes on the market without the science people used to see. The stakes are high, so let's break down what's happening, why it matters, and what it could mean for kids and adults alike. In May, the FDA announced a new policy that essentially says it will not use its enforcement power against companies that have made significant progress toward an approval decision. In plain English, it gives big tobacco makers a green light to start selling a whole new lineup of flavored e-cigarettes and nicotine pouches within months. Until that policy rolled out, the FDA had only approved menthol or plain tobacco flavors for vapes, the idea being that those flavors were less appealing to younger people. Now the new rule could open the door to strawberry slushy, mango chocolate, and other F.D.A flavors that a lot of kids can't resist. And the is that the policy was finalized just days after executives from the companies pushing for it dined with President Trump. 2 days before that lunch at Trump's Florida Golf Club, Reynolds American, one of the major players in the industry, donated $5 million to a super PAC that backs the former president. That timeline raised a red flag for the plaintiffs, which include the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, the American Lung Association, the American Heart Association, the American Cancer Society's Cancer Action Network, and the American Academy of Pediatrics. These groups allege the new guidance violates the Tobacco Control Act, a piece of legislation passed back in the Obama years that requires every new e-cigarette or nicotine pouch to undergo an extensive FDA review before the agency grants them a marketing order, a process designed to make sure products are safe and actually help adults quit smoking, without attracting minors. The review focuses on whether a product is appropriate for public health. Tonight's groups claim the new policy sidesteps that safety net, essentially letting the industry sell what the law says should only be available after a full scientific vetting. At a statement issued by the plaintiffs, they warned that by illegally allowing the sale of unauthorized e-cigarettes and nicotine pouches, this guidance helps the tobacco industry target kids and threatens the hard-won progress our nation has made in reducing youth tobacco use. The FDA has declined to comment on the lawsuit, and the case has been filed in the U.S. District Court for the District of Maryland by the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids and a left-leaning group called Democracy Forward. The litigation is only the first step. If the court sides with the plaintiffs, that could paradoxically keep the FDA in the driver's seat on this issue or force it to refine the policy so that it starts on a foundation more grounded in science. What does this mean for you? If the new policy goes ahead, you might see a flood of flavored e-cigarettes and nicotine pouches hitting local stores in the next few months, some of them potentially more enticing to teenagers than the older plain flavors that were safe to sell. That could reverse decades of progress in preventing youth from picking up vaping. And there's a political undercurrent too, a $5 million donation to a super PAC connected to the former president, a meeting at the former president's golf club, the final touches to a new rule, all circling back to a single priority: getting flavored products onto shelves without a full FDA review. The outcome is still to be seen, but it's a good reminder of how policy, politics, and public health intersect. Stay tuned for the court's decision and for the FDA's next move. Until next time, stay informed, stay healthy, and as always, keep asking questions. Thanks for listening.